Welcome, Michelle.
Alright, so I was actually hoping that I would go after a speaker that was going to be talking about using agentic AI for prototyping, because mine is all about lessons learned. But because I'm not, I want to go and just get like a little show of hands. Who's actually used agentic AI for prototyping? That could be vibe coding, Lovable, V0. Show of hands. Who's used? Okay. Who's familiar with what it is and kind of what it's capable of? You've seen videos of it. Okay, I think we've got a pretty good baseline, mostly everyone. If you get lost, I'm sorry, come find me afterward. I will explain it all to you. Okay, so I'm gonna be talking about some lessons that I learned when I started moving from, say, vibe coding, my own personal projects, to actually using it in a team setting, right? Using it with coworkers, and we had different restrictions, and we ran into different challenges as we're like, we actually need to ship product to customers, right? We have a strategy, and we have all these other things. So I'm gonna go through some of those lessons learned. It's a little bit different than when you're working with it by yourself. Because this is a lightning talk, and as I mentioned, I talk a lot already. I'm not gonna go through these, I'm just gonna dive right in. Okay, so the first thing is that I'm sure all of you have had amazing ideas for the space that you're working on. You're an expert, you know it. You're like, oh my gosh, what if we could do this? Oh, we could do that. Oh, we could do this other thing. And I'm sure you've all also heard, fall in love with the problem, not the solution, right? When you have all those amazing ideas, now you go in and you use agentic AI, and it'll code up a prototype of your idea so fast, like so fast. For those of you that have not done it, there are many free ones. Go try it tonight, 10 minutes, and you're gonna be like, holy guacamole, this is crazy, right? Okay, so what happened when we started doing that in a work setting is you have all these people who are like, this is amazing, I have this idea, this idea, this idea. We get really excited about our prototypes. We share it with our coworkers. They get excited about the same idea. We shared it with users. They were like, hey, that's a really cool idea. Notice, cool idea. Cool. All right, engineering is gonna build it. That thing that took me 10 minutes to build in an agentic AI solution, in our case we use Cursor a lot. Great, engineering. Hey, that's gonna take us 10 days, not 10 minutes, y'all. Oh, why? Well, you know, it needs to actually be scalable, secure, production-ready application, right? It needs a back end to do the things it needs to do. Fine, they can build it, it's great, wonderful engineers. You roll it out, no one's using it. Well, they said it was cool. Like, why aren't they using this? Well, the thing is, it didn't actually solve a problem that they had to begin with. Sure, it was cool, but it didn't solve anything for them, right? And now, maybe in your case, you roll it out, it was a great idea, it does solve something for your users, and that's wonderful. But given the time it took to build it for, you know, production, right, those 10 days, or in some cases it might be 10 weeks, months, right? Was that actually the most impactful thing that you could have built for your users, right? So while we can prototype all of our ideas in our backlog, and they might all be really cool, we still need to be asking the questions, right? What problem is it solving? What's the relative value of that compared to all of those other cool ideas in our backlog? How much is it gonna cost to build it kind of for real, right? And then is it aligned to your strategy? So, love prototyping with AI, so much fun. Do all your ideas. Just be mindful that before you go to that next step, you kind of take that step back and ask those questions. All right. Next one. Say you went through, you found the right problem, the right solution, and you're like, this is great. You prototyped it. This is one of my little 10-minute, do a design portfolio for me. And then I added another feature, and another feature, and another feature. Oh, this would be cool with a filter. Oh, this would be cool with another view of the data, right? I'm sure you guys have all done this when you're designing. You're like, oh, it'd be so cool if we could do this other thing. Oh, I'd love if we could add in this thing for our users. AI can prototype that really, really quickly. And as you play and you do that, that's wonderful. And it's a great idea it's a great way to brainstorm. It's a great way to explore different things. But the catch here is similar to the last one. You might be adding in features that seem really great, but that users don't actually need, or maybe not as much as something else. And that engineering, and possibly you, when you start looking at edge cases, right, are gonna end up investing a lot more into kind of fleshing out for real than you had originally intended when you were just in their vibe coding with AI. All right, so with this, once you are moving into that kind of prototyping for a handoff in kind of a real scenario, pay attention to scope. We really want to give our customers that like small incremental value. We want to be able to validate with them. We want to watch them use it and learn from them. What is that next thing that they actually need, right? Because they might not actually need that filter. They might not really need that extra thing that was just so exciting to play with in AI. And my kind of, the word or phrase that I always come up with when I'm talking with coworkers about this is like, all right guys, what's our opportunity cost? We want to build this, but also what could we be building instead? So grand scale for big ideas, also pay attention to it when you're doing the little things too. All right. This one is something that was a hard-learned lesson for us and is very tempting. I can't stress this enough. Don't waste your time prototyping things that you and your engineers already know, like recreating your design system. If you already have a robust design system, you might prompt AI for something and it's gonna give you some prototype, and you're like, oh my gosh, it doesn't match. Trying to tell AI with text prompts how to match your styles and your interaction is a losing battle, y'all. You will spend so much time, and then you will step back an hour, 2 hours later and go, yeah, I could have done that in Figma in 5 minutes. What was I doing, right? It seems powerful and magical, but you can get caught, so catch yourself and don't recreate. The other thing that I want to mention here is that a lot of people get really excited about creating AI prototypes, just like in Figma. I guarantee there is not a single designer that does a prototype for every single design they deliver, right? We have to remember that it's cool and it's amazing, but it's also just a tool. It is now a tool in your toolbox. So use it where it's a value add. Don't be afraid to just deliver a sketch or go back to Figma and be like, I already have a design here. I'm making a small iteration. I don't need to put it into an AI prototype, just like you wouldn't have put it into a Figma prototype for delivery. And then with that, there are times, especially maybe the researchers are thinking like, oh, but we want to test that prototype. And we need it to look and feel the same as our designs, right? Well, Figma, with their new announcement, I am really, really hopeful that they're going to solve for that and be able to vibe code with your design system, with your existing designs. They're not there yet. But I have been playing with other tools that kind of are a stopgap in the meantime. So what I've been doing is you can import Figma to Bolt. I know there are a couple other tools that allow you to do this, and it'll create kind of that just fake front end look and feel that's interactive, and then kind of prompt it for what the additional interactivity is. So if you need that, you can explore options like that. If you need something that's real, this one is maybe not going to be for everyone due to complexity of your engineering code bases. But what we've done at Spec Story is like, I actually have access to GitHub, and I am not an engineer. I do not code. I have not coded anything since college many years ago. So I had to relearn, okay, how do I clone the repo? How do I make a branch? And then I've actually been starting from our code base and able to prototype with that. And then you can test things way more for real. Don't be fooled, even in the real code base, our engineers throw all of it out. All of it, guys, okay? They're like, you cannot push this. There's so many things wrong with it. So be mindful of that, even though you think like, oh, it's so close. Not quite, not quite. All right, so just remember, it is a tool. Use it where it's a value add. Okay, this one's pretty straightforward, so I'm gonna hopefully not spend a lot of time here because I think I'm probably already talking way too much. AI doesn't know the context of your users, of your product, of your entire system. It's not gonna know if you have a pattern of pagination everywhere in your product. So if you're prompting it and you give it, say, a design with a table, And maybe your pagination is at the bottom and it didn't notice it because honestly, guys, it's not perfect, as I'm sure you could expect, right? It might give you something with infinite scroll. By the way, even if it does have something where it like is very clearly pagination, sometimes it will decide that it thinks it knows better. I have seen it do this. It is fun to work with. But anyway, so you have that context, right? So just be really intentional when you get design patterns or styles from AI and you're actually building something that you need to deliver to your engineering team, right? They are going to see that and probably assume you did it on purpose. So if you don't want to redo in AI, like switch to pagination, use my design system, right? Back to my previous point, just have really, really clear communication with your engineering team about the scope of what you're building, what you're delivering, and don't let AI decide for you. You are still the expert, right? You are the experts of your system. You might know what's already there, and just be intentional. It might be a great idea. Maybe go with that infinite scroll if it matches the context, right? But don't do it by default and pay attention to those details. Okay, this one, so there was something that we were designing. Oh man, I lost my speaker notes. One sec. I could wing it on this one, but then okay, so last but not least, catch yourself before you loop with AI. So we had this situation, we were designing kind of a conversational UI. It wasn't exactly this is far more simplified, but I'm just gonna walk you through what happened. So we were prompting AI. We actually worked from like a kind of PRD execution plan when we prompt AI, so it's very detailed. And we get this wonderful conversation AI UI, and if you notice, there's no names. You don't know who's saying what. So we're like, all right, AI, can you please include the names of the people that are sending these messages? Sure, it did that. I can only see 3 messages now. I mean, it wasn't great to begin with, and now it's even more sparse, right? Okay, AI, that's great, thanks. But now we can't see enough on our screen at once. Can you please fix this? Sure. You didn't need those read receipts or the date, right? Yes, I did. Can you please put that back? Maybe try reducing spacing instead? Yeah, you got it. And it added this wonderful feature of an expand in your chat bubble after 2 lines. Everybody wants that, right? Wrong. We did not want that interaction. So you can go back and forth. We luckily were like, okay, we're done. We need to stop. But you can go back and forth, one-off changes, and it will add things, it will remove things, it will undo things that you told it to do 2 prompts earlier. Okay, it's context memory is not great with AI. So just be mindful, like if you catch yourself in this loop, right? One-off change, one-off change, one-off change, pause, take a step back and look at it more holistically. Like, all right, wait a minute. What do I actually need? What do I want? Like, don't give up that design freedom and expertise to AI. Some things it's great at, other things it's not, right? So catch yourself, go back, make the decision, whether that's in sketches, wireframes. In this particular scenario, we built like wireframe prototype things in Figma, literally just boxes and text to figure out the right balance. And then we pulled that in. We did need a prototype, so we pulled that in, but our prompt was like way better. We got what we wanted without the back and forth. Okay, so catch yourself. All right, so with that, hopefully I didn't go over too much. Hopefully I didn't bore y'all with talking too much. The 5 lessons learned, just to recap, ideas are great. Prototype them, play with them. Just make sure you're asking the questions before you go build them. Is this the right thing for my users? Is it the right thing for my business? Is it the right thing for my resources? And then scope creep. I think we all know scope creep by name, but when you're looking at things, when you're building in those prototypes, when you want to add on that one more feature, oh, and actually, I know I shouldn't do this, I'm in the recap, but I did forget to mention lack of really using my speaker notes. This is a problem. AI will add in things for you, by the way, that you don't ask for. So you might be like, I never have scope creep. I am so good at that. AI will scope creep for you guys. It'll just decide that you need something that you didn't ask for. So also be mindful of that too, right? So just make sure that you are delivering when you get to that point what it is that you actually need. All right, again, remember prototyping with AI, just like any other prototyping, it's a tool in your toolbox. Don't waste time, don't loop on this when you don't need to. And then be intentional when you're breaking your existing design patterns. Be intentional with what AI is building and what you're delivering. And then catch yourself if you loop on those one-off things here, there, the next. And then my bonus tip, especially since a lot of you haven't worked in it, one thing to remember is that when you're prototyping with AI, we as designers tend to look at that output. But really what it's doing is it is creating code. It is fundamentally writing code for you. So, as I mentioned, it will remove things that you don't want it to remove. It will break itself and you're like, oh my gosh, that last prompt, and I can't get my app to load. And it is not fixing itself. So, connect with some Git repository, learn how to do this, and actually commit the code frequently. I promise you that time when it crashes and you can revert back to a point where you committed that code, you are going to be thanking yourself so much that you had done that, and you can get everything all back. So with that, thank you very much, and good luck on your own journey.